heard it said that comparison is the thief of joy, and in this day and age, it's really hard to do anything without seeing something to compare yourself against. And just over a year ago, when I started putting myself out there on YouTube doing this guitar thing, even though I knew that in comparison to other people, I was just no good. I'd only just started playing, and yet I put myself out there knowing that would be picked up on. And it was. Here I am a year later, and I'm finally at a point where I no longer feel the need to compare myself to others. That doesn't mean I've got anywhere near the level of playing or knowledge that I want to be, or that I'd even consider myself to be anywhere near good. That's not the point. The point is that the less I look at other people and think about how I could be more like them, the happier I am in things like music. So the biggest lesson I've learned over the last year, apart from to take my time in actually learning some real lessons on the guitar, as opposed to fumbling around in the dark trying to figure out, through snippets of here, there and everywhere. The biggest lesson I've learned is to sort of put blinkers on sometimes, sit down and just create something that you're happy with, something that inspires you. Today I sat down to make a video review of this Gladio pedal. I've been meaning to do it for weeks, and I pulled this guitar off the wall that I thought I didn't really get on with, since I've been playing lots of different guitars. This one doesn't always cry out to me. I don't know why. Picked it up today, plugged it in, plugged the pedal in, went to make this video, and was just stopped in my tracks by a feeling, You never know what people are going to think or going to say when you put something out there, whatever sort of work it is you do, especially if it's creative. And in a way, the biggest thing that's happened to me over the last year is building a bit of a thick skin because you always think there's going to be a torrent of abuse coming your way when you put something on the internet. But in any part of your life, it could actually be something that makes you feel anxious, whether it's just meeting new people or going out to the shops or learning something new can make you feel anxious. And anxiety is something I've lived with, for a long time. And yet, for the time it took me to sit down and play this improvised thing that I really felt the groove, I had zero anxiety. I didn't think about anyone else. I really was a selfish moment in a good way. I sort of just connected for a minute, just with myself. And that's the point that I'm happy to get to. The ability I have to play might improve over time, but I have to be able to sit and appreciate what it is that I'm doing. If I look back over the last year, there have been dozens of times where I've thrown away a lot of material, maybe even a fully edited video, just because I didn't have the confidence to put it out there. You know, my playing just wasn't good enough. I sometimes spent 2 or 3 days recording short clips, and I just couldn't get through not making a mistake. And these mistakes might not have even been perceptible. Of course, sometimes they were pretty horrendous. And a lot of the time I just knew, even if I didn't make a mistake, what I was playing was nonsense. It was just rubbish. The thing is, I hadn't given myself time. I'd started playing again, and then within a few months started playing stuff and putting it out there, which in retrospect was I guess brave, but also pretty stupid. It all came to a head really in beginning of this year when I put out a video about all my gear, and then found a post on a forum about it, and then about 60 comments completely going after me. And it actually, you know, I tend to take these things in a certain way, which is, can I take anything in a constructive way? You know, yes, it can really hurt. Even what someone thinks is a minor thing that they say to you, or even a sort of constructive criticism, can feel quite difficult to take. You know, with anything you're doing, if you've put a bit of effort into it, it's difficult. Well, yeah, reading all these comments, most of them non-constructive, I just thought, I need to just start doing what makes me happy, what inspires me, because if you can become comfortable with yourself and what inspires you, then the things that other people say are less likely to hurt you, right? If you're trying to get their attention and you're trying to get their praise, then when they say horrible things, it can hurt more. But, and you know, it's not about building a bulletproof vest, but it's just about doing what inspires you. Play what inspires you, whether we're talking about the actual music, whether we're talking about a certain piece of gear, combinations of gear. If we're not even talking about guitar or music, do what inspires you, because you know, we've had enough evidence over the last year to show us that life is really short. And I don't want to get too soppy here. I'm just sharing my experience of the last year and a bit of trying to put things on the internet, and ultimately getting to the point now where I just want to do what inspires me. And picking up this particular pedal, this particular guitar, using this amp today, something inspired me. And you know, I'm lucky I get to sit around and play guitars all the time. I quite often feel inspired. We don't always get lost in the moment, and I will pick up on doing that review of that pedal in the next few days again. But I just wanted to share this. I wanted to share that, you know, we all find it difficult, and sometimes improving on something like the guitar or anything difficult you're learning can feel like a really long road, and I would just say stick with it. So yeah, so again, I'm putting this out there, and you might all think I'm a completely soppy old git and completely, you know, slander me for it. That's life. But I enjoyed playing that guitar for that 10 minutes, and it's given me a real good feeling. And that's, you know, what we live for, or what I live for anyway. So I hope you enjoyed this little sort of snippet, and yeah, back to normal sort of demo review stuff going forward. Cheers.